you was their biggest mistake, and now they know it. Inspiring self-worth, soft power introduction. You were never the problem. There comes a moment quiet, but deafening, when they finally realize what they lost. It may not be announced with grand apologies or dramatic returns, but it's there, in the silence. In the way they glance at your life now, in the questions they ask others about you when you're not around, in their regret. They lost someone who genuinely cared. They lost your kindness, your loyalty, your presence. And now they know what a grave mistake that was. But this story is not about them. This story is about you, about the pain you endured, the growth you embraced, and the quiet power you found in your healing. This is not a call for revenge. It's a call for remembrance of your worth. Let's walk through the heartbreak, the healing, and the power that's waiting quietly in you. Asterisk Part 1. Why they took you for granted. Most people don't realize what they have until it's gone. But why is that? The answer lies in familiarity. When your presence is consistent, your care unconditional, your support reliable, they begin to see those things as default. Not as gifts, not as rare, but as expected. They didn't mean to hurt you, at least not always intentionally. But they forgot that love, empathy, and presence should never be taken for granted. You were always there. You answered their calls when no one else did. You forgave the silence, overlooked the excuses. It's good. And waited longer than you should have. And in doing so, you unknowingly trained them to believe you'd never leave. But there's a cost to that pattern. When you bend too much, they forget you. Can break. Asterisk Part 2. The quiet collapse when giving. Too much turns into losing yourself. Let's be honest. You gave more than you should have. You stayed longer than you should have. You tried harder than they ever did. You waited for them to change, hoping love would eventually be returned in full. But it didn't, and it hurt at night. You'd lie awake wondering, why wasn't I enough? What did I do wrong? Why did they seem fine? And I'm left in pieces. That's the dangerous illusion heartbreak paints, that their indifference is proof of your unworthiness. But that's a lie. Their inability to love you fully was never a reflection of your value. It was a reflection of their emotional limitations. Sometimes people aren't capable of holding space for another soul, especially one as deep and nurturing as yours. Asterisk Part 3. What they didn't see, but now doing losing you, they lost someone who checked in without needing a reason, listened when no one else would loved without keeping score, chose peace over ego, apologized even when it wasn't their fault. Now they see it. Maybe not all at once, maybe not out loud, but deep inside they know. They scroll through your photos, now noticing the light they once ignored. They hear your name and feel a weight in their chest. They see how much stronger, more peaceful, more radiant you've become without them. And they realize you weren't the burden. You were the blessing, and they lost it. Asterisk Part 4. The healing process rising without revenge. The path to healing is not linear. Some days you'll feel free. Other days you'll feel the sting again. But healing begins when you stop chasing closure from the one who hurt you. Here's the truth. You don't need them to apologize. You don't need them to come back. You don't need validation from someone who didn't value you when they had the chance. Instead, what you need is self-return. Reconnect with the parts of you that were silenced in the relationship. Rebuild the routines, dreams, and habits you paused for them. Reclaim your peace not by proving anything, but by protecting everything. Healing isn't about proving your worth. It's about remembering it. Asterisk Part 5. The power of softness when kindness becomes strength. They thought your kindness was weakness. They were wrong, you see. The softest people often hide the strongest hearts. It takes power to stay gentle in a harsh world. It takes courage to still believe in love after heartbreak. And it takes wisdom to walk away without destroying what's left of you. You didn't lose, you learned. You evolved, you now understand that not everyone deserves access. To your softness, not everyone earns the right to stand beside your healed heart, and from now on, you will not apologize for your standards. You will not water yourself down to be digestible. You will not shrink to fit someone else's capacity. Asterisk Part 6. How to. Reclaim your self-worth action steps at home. 1. Create emotional boundaries. Stop over-explaining. Start observing. You don't owe everyone access to your emotional space. Guard it like a sacred garden. 2. Write a goodbye. Letter you don't have to send it. Say everything you couldn't say out loud. Let your feelings flow. Not to them, but to yourself, for closure, for clarity. For peace. 3. Surround yourself with mirror souls. Be with people who reflect your light, not just absorb it. If they leave you drained, it's not connection, it's consumption. 4. Build a morning routine that serves you, even a 15-minute ritual journaling. Walking tea in silence grounds you in your worth. 5. Practice saying no without guilt. Saying no to others is often saying yes to yourself. Don't let guilt bully you back into self-betrayal. 6. Remember, if they lost you, 'twas a privilege misused, and you don't give second chances to people who broke you the first time with no remorse. Asterisk Part 7. What if they come back? Yes, the return, that it happens often. The apology, the message. Yeah, I've been thinking about you. Yeah, I didn't realize how much you meant to me. You have every right to feel the pull, to wonder what if. But before you answer, ask yourself, do they deserve the new you? Or are they just mourning the old you, the one who tolerated too much? Remember, regret is not change. Missing you is not the same as valuing you. Wanting you back doesn't mean they've become worthy of your heart. Part 8. Quiet power living. Well, without loud revenge, your power now lies in your peace. You don't need to post revenge quotes. You don't need to flaunt your progress. You don't need to chase any validation. You simply live aligned, authentic, unapologetic, and the world watches. In awe, you've become proof that rising without bitterness is the ultimate win. You've become proof that you can be gentle and still say enough. Conclusion, this is who you are, no shower. No longer the version of you that begged for bare minimum love. You're no longer tolerating crumbs and calling it a feast. You've remembered yourself. And in doing so, you've reclaimed something they never could take: your quiet, unstoppable, irreplaceable self-worth. Let them miss you. Let them realize too late, because you've moved on, not in anger, but in clarity and in power. Final words, support your journey. Support Awaken Mindset. This message spoke to you. It's because you're in a season of rising quietly, of honoring your worth without needing to prove anything, of healing with grace, not vengeance. At Awaken Mindset, we believe your softness is not your weakness, it's your superpower. We're here to walk with you through every stage, from heartbreak to healing to wholeness. Subscribe, share, be part of a movement of gentle strength, of grounded self-worth. People like Awakening, one truth at a time. Let them regret, let you rise.